Welcome back to the Dean's office. It is the week of March 16th, and there is a lot going on around the country. The weather's been crazy. Up in my part of the country, we got dumped on with a major nor'easter, dumping 12 inches of snow or more in certain parts of the Northeast and setting our springtime back a little bit. Down south, they're fishing in shorts and t-shirts. I wish I was there with them. But I know spring is right around the corner. The water temperature is going to start warming here just as soon as this snow gets out of our area. But our fishermen, our instructors for the Bass University have been active in a lot of the tournaments going on around the country and extremely successful. And we feature two of them this week, one of which is Mike McClellan, who just won a Bassmaster Open on Table Rock. And the other is JT Kenny, who down on the Harris Chain in Florida nearly stole the FLW tournament down there, catching a monster 27-pound stringer on the final day to almost win it, coming up from probably 7th or 8th place, finishing 2nd place in that tournament, almost taking that title. But excellent job by both guys. First up was Mike McClellan, and he won on Table Rock. And if you've never fished Table Rock, it is a very challenging lake to fish because the fish change so often. The patterns change daily, certainly hourly sometimes, and in addition to that, there's 3 species to really target. There's largemouth, smallmouth, and spotted bass, which all can be a factor in any given tournament down on Table Rock, especially in the early season. And Mike's proven to be a master at adjusting to the conditions out there on Table Rock, staying with the fish and staying with the different species and getting himself into the winner's circle. And he has a great strategy for early season fishing. And we featured him speaking about this about a month prior to him winning this tournament at our Bass University event out in Indiana. And he talks about the exact techniques that he used to win the Open on Table Rock, which was truly amazing. And some of the things that he talked about that were important to me, and I think you ought to pay attention to, is the importance of the trending nature of water temperature. Not so much what the water temperature is right now at this moment, but what it was yesterday. Was it colder yesterday and it's trending a warming trend? Was it warm yesterday and it's a cooling trend going on in the early season? It's so important at determining how you're going to fish for those fish. Whether you're going to be using crankbaits, stick baits, or you're going to have to drop back to jigs and underspins and swim baits as the water temperature cools. So he talks about his system, and there's a lot of great detail there on how to fish in the early season. One of the key ones was fishing the underspin, which is a jig head with a spinner attached to the bottom of the jig head, which is a great weapon, great early season tool. We've seen it win on Hartwell, even at the Classic. We've seen it do extremely well in a lot of different places, typically cranking that through schools of bait fish, fishing for suspended fish. Mike talks about how he uses it like a jig. He fishes it down deep on the bottom with very little motion. It's a very unique way to fish that bait that I really haven't heard people fish it that way before. So I want to invite you to go back and check that out. We launched that last week. So if you haven't seen Mike's early season seminar, man, you want to go and watch it because it's going to help you no matter the body of water that you're fishing on. And also, earlier this week, we launched MDJ, Mark Daniels Jr. seminar on lipless cranking. And he talks about how he uses lipless crankbaits around heavy cover, which nobody does, right? Because it sticks. The baits, it sticks right to the wood every time. You can't get it through that heavy cover. But he uses a technique where he removes the rear treble, and it allows him to get right through the heaviest cover, blow down trees, brush piles, the hardest places to get through. He's able to get that lipless bait through that heavy cover, deflect off of it, and get those big early season fish. So no matter where you are in the country, it is lipless crankbait season right now. That's one of the first tools you're going to use in the early season. And this little tip that he talks about, and he shows us how to do it, is so key. It's going to help your springtime lipless crankbait fishing. So you want to go back and check that out. And who we're launching this week is JT Kenny. We're celebrating him with his 2nd place FLW finish on the Harris Chain. And we call him the Grass Wizard. And that's what he's going to be talking about on our seminar this week. I'm looking forward to watching it. JT Kenny has won major tournaments fishing in the grass beds from Florida all the way up to Lake Champlain and everywhere in between. He's a master at that type of habitat, at winning in that type of habitat. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And I also want to invite you to go back to our catalog because he gives a great seminar on lily pad fishing, which I noticed on the FLW Live that he was fishing a lot of lily pads, especially early in the event. And he gives a seminar with the Bass University about how to break down the lily pad field, how to trigger strikes, the tools that he uses to fish in the lily pad. So I want to invite you to go back and check out that seminar and look forward to the Grass Wizard talking about how to fish grass coming up this week. So you don't want to miss that. That's going to be a great one. And what we're doing at the Bass University is we're preparing for the Bassmaster Classic. It's coming to the Houston area down at Lake Conroe. We are going to be there. The Bass University will have a booth. We'll be exhibiting at the Classic, so stop by and see us and get busted. If you're wearing any of your Bass University gear, come by the booth and see us. We might have a special gift for you if we see you with a Bass University hat or Bass University t-shirt. We want to invite you to wear all that stuff down to the Classic. Come by and say hi to us. I'll be at the booth and all the other guys that work for the Bass University. So stop by, tell us what you like, tell us what you'd like to see in upcoming episodes of Bass University TV. We look forward to seeing you there. And don't forget to wear your gear. Look forward to seeing you all there. But I'll be back right here next week, right before the Classic, for a live Dean's Office. So come by and check that out. That'll be here next week. I'm Pete Gluzek from the Dean's Office for Bass University TV.